Welcome back, you guys. In today's video, I'm sharing with you 5 freezer meals. So if you want to see this, stick around. If you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm a homeschooling mom to 5. And on this channel, I like to share videos on homeschool, motherhood, DIYs, and faith. So if you like content like that, consider subscribing below. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you're notified every time a new video comes out. So let's talk freezer meals. I started implementing this about 2 years ago. I really like it. It's great. And how I do this is anytime I'm making a meal that I usually freeze, I always make 2 and then I freeze 1. I've also heard of people making 3 and freezing 2. So 1 now, 2 for later. I don't have a big enough freezer for that. So I just do 1 now, 1 for later, and then it's still amazing. And then when you're in a pinch or you forget, oh, I forgot to pull this meat out, what are we gonna eat for dinner? Or, you know, whatever the case may be. A babysitter's over and you want them to feed your kids something, it's just easy to pull it out and stick it right in the oven. So pretty much what I do is I just make 2 meals. Like I said, I make 2, 1 for now, 1 for later, and then I make sure to write on it what it is, and then I stick it in my freezer. And it's just amazing. It saves me time, energy, money, and you know, on days that I don't really want to cook, I have that freezer meal there waiting for me in the freezer to pull out and throw in the oven. So let's go and I'll show you 5 of my favorite freezer meals.
Okay guys, so this first meal is called Swiss chicken stuffing, and I just take this Swiss cheese and I'm going to add it right on top of the chicken. So I have one that I'm making now and one that I'm making for later, and I'm just gonna add the cheese right on top just like this. Super simple and easy. I'm all about quick and easy meals. So once I am done putting the cheese on, I take about 2 to 3 cream of chicken soups and I just pour it right over top of the chicken and the cheese. So I'm going to do that to both the meal I'm making now and the freezer meal. So now I am just going to cover it with tin foil. There are other steps to do, but this is just the steps I do to freeze it. And now I am just going to make sure I write what is in this. So I'm writing Swiss chicken or Swiss cheese chicken stuffing. And then I'm going to write the instructions. So I write that I'm going to top it with stuffing and melted butter. And then I'm going to bake this on 350 for 2 hours frozen. So I will just pop this right in frozen for 2 hours on 350, and then I serve it over rice. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put stuffing on the top of it. But what I do is I would take it out of the freezer, put stuffing on it, and then add some melted butter on top and then stick it in the oven. So with the freezer meal, like I said, you're just going to take it right out of the freezer, add stuffing, add the butter, and you're good to go. And then I make sure to put on my rice in the rice cooker. And then this is what it looks like when it's out of the oven. Delicious. It is so yummy. My kids love this meal so much. And then here is the finished product on rice. Delicious. Seriously, a winner in my house.
So hamburgers are another thing that I like to freeze. What I will do is I will buy a big package of hamburger meat, and I will make patties, and then I will make another set of patties and throw them in a freezer bag. But what I do so they don't stick is, if you can see inside of here, I also have some wax paper down in between each burger so they don't stick together. That way it's super quick, easy meal to just grab out of the freezer, thaw out a little bit, and throw them on the grill, and we're good to go. Okay, so this next freezer meal is super simple. It's actually gonna be a dump and go recipe. I found this in a cookbook a while ago, and then I just photocopied it and stuck it in my recipe binder. If you have not seen the video of the recipe binder that I do, I will leave it in the iCard, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so I'm just going to use a bag, and I forgot to label this, so I'm gonna do it now before I start adding all the stuff in. So all I wrote was nacho cheese and rice, dump in crock pot on low for 6 to 8 hours, serve over rice. So I just have some chicken breast in the bag. I have about, what is this, 3 to 4, but I have 2 of them are really small. So I have 4 chicken breasts. And then I'm going to add in some chopped peppers. You can use whatever color peppers you like. I usually get the 3-pack. And it usually comes with a yellow one too, but this time it only came with red and orange, but that's fine. You can use whatever. You can use green too, whatever you want. So I used 3 of them. Add them all in. So the next thing I'm going to add is this Campbell's. It's called Fiesta Nacho Cheese, right into the bag. And I'm gonna add 2 of these. You can split this recipe in half if you have a smaller family, but you know, we got 5 kids. I'm just doing a big one. So I'm doing 2 cans of that. Then I'm going to add a 4th teaspoon of chili powder. Then I'm going to add a 16-ounce jar of salsa. Pour it all in. And you could probably leave it like that. I think I'm going to stir it up a little bit, just a tiny bit, just to kind of get it. But I mean, if it's in the crock pot, it will all blend together anyways. So I'm going to zip most of it up, push out the air. So I'm going to freeze it laying down because it will be easier to thaw. I'll probably take it out like an hour or 2 before just to thaw it out a little, or you could probably run it under some cold water just to kind of thaw it out and then dump it right in the crock pot and you're good to go. So that is that freezer meal.
All right, you guys, so this next meal here is chicken fajitas. This is super simple. All I do is I cut up 3 peppers. You can cut up whatever color you want. I'm using yellow, orange, and red. And then I also cut up some onions, and then I put some chicken breast in the bag. I got about 3 of them in there, 3 pretty decent sized ones. And then all I'm going to do is add all of this right into the bag. It's so easy. So just tossing it all in. And this is a crock pot meal, so I would write on the bag chicken fajitas, and to cook in the crock pot on low for 6 to 8 hours. And then all I'm going to do is dump some salsa and some taco seasoning right inside this bag and zip it up and put it in my freezer. And then I just put this on a tortilla with whatever toppings you want. For this next freezer meal, I am making chicken pot pie. This is so simple, easy. My kids love this one as well so much. I mean, they will ask for seconds every time. And you're going to need 2 pie crusts for this. Then you're also going to need 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. I'm using Campbell's. You can use whatever kind you want. You're also going to need some frozen vegetables. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this pie crust and I'm going to roll it out. with my rolling pin, and then I'm going to stick it on the pan. So here we go. I'm just going to roll it right out so it stretches really nice. So it stretches big enough to go over the pan. And then we are going to take this pan. I actually got this from a frozen pie, and I kept it so that I could make chicken pot pies and freeze them. So that's just a little tip. So then I'm just going to take the pie crust and lay it right over this little tin pie pan. Then I'm just going to add some cream of chicken inside a bowl like this. This bowl, I obviously had already made one because, like I said, I make one now and one for later. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to add some milk in it, about, you know, a half a cup to a cup of milk. Then I'm just going to give it a real good stir to combine it all together. Just real good. Stir it up real good. It's flying all over the place. Whoa there, whoa there, whoa. Then I'm going to dump in the vegetables and give that a nice good stir too. You can also add some more milk. I just always eyeball it, you know, and if you need more milk, just add it in. It's that simple. Not rocket science. Mix it up real good, combined it. And then I'm going to take chicken, cooked chicken. I cooked this in my Instant Pot, and then I'm just going to cut it up into little chunks, and then I'm going to add the chicken right into this bowl as well, and then I'm going to give it a nice stir to incorporate it all together. And then I am going to just dump this right into the pie, just like that. The next thing I do is I just take the second pie crust and I roll this out as well to stretch it out so that it will also fit over the rest of the pie. So here I go. And then I'm just going to pinch the pie together to get it to stick together. This is so easy, you guys. Like, such an easy, simple meal, and my kids seriously love this so much. It is one of their favorites and one of my go-tos. Then I'm just gonna poke it with a fork to give it some breathing air, and then I'm gonna put tinfoil on it and write on top what it is. So I'm going to write that that is chicken pot pie, and then I'm going to bake this at 350 frozen for 2 hours.
All right, guys, so those were 5 freezer meals. I hope you enjoyed them. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any video requests, comment down below and I'll see what I can do. And if you like content like this, make sure you're subscribed. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you're notified every time a new video comes out. All right, guys, have a blessed day.